All right. You're now tuned into Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. I'm wonderful host. I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever it is you call me, please, I beg of you. Do not call me a midget. Don't even call me short. Don't call me a Oompa Loop. Don't call me none of that. Don't call me a minion. Don't call me none of that short guy stuff, man. None of that. But look, man, we about to have a good time, man. We about to get turned up, man. We about to get a little ratchet. And as you can hear, they starting early already. But before we get started, I gotta let the rest of the hosts in the room introduce themselves. Start with my brother right here.
And McFly, back like I had never left.
For sure.
All day, every day, flesh day.
Oh, God, here we go.
This shit gonna keep doing this to me, yo.
Yeah, that's what he doing.
You already know, man. It's Conway Fat Mac, bitch.
Yeah. Fat Mac Conway is in here. Like, look, who want to get a disclaimer or should I?
No, you can get a disclaimer.
I'm going to go ahead and get a disclaimer. Like, look, everybody looking and listening, look. I'm tell you right now, we're very opinionated. We're talking from the heart. We're going to say what we want to say. Mm-hmm. So if you're sensitive about your gender, religion, race, or sexuality, please cut us off because you start clapping in them DMs, we clapping back. This is Imperfect Sense, man. It's uncensored. You know, we coming with the mess tonight.
Yeah.
So is that a good enough disclaimer for everybody?
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad. Look, brothers, first of all, it's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Happy Daddy's Day to y'all.
Happy Father's Day to all the
Father's
fathers out there.
Day.
Happy Father's
Day.
Our day, they try to steal from us.
They trying to make our day unisex.
They are.
They're trying to make it unisex.
I'm mad that I got a beef with Dykes and now the whole pride. I'm done.
But we're gonna talk about the beef.
They got a whole parade right now.
It's Father's Day weekend, man. The topic today, being that it's Father's Day weekend,
Let them have it.
Stepdaddy versus baby daddy. And the way we coming with this, right?
Somebody might be sensitive.
First of all, it's gonna be a little sensitivity, right? Mm-hmm. But first of all, it's very hard. Speaking for the good stepdaddies, it's very hard being a stepdaddy. You gotta prove yourself to that child as well as that woman. And then talk about them baby daddies, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Them terrible baby daddies who playing stepdaddy to the new relationship's child, but you pretty much neglecting your own. Mm-hmm. But you showing, your new boo that you could be a good dad while that other child that you actually brought into this world is irrelevant to you.
Wow. 50 Say no.
We said 50
wow.
Cent.
No.
I want you to
I was going to say second father.
Listen.
No.
50 situation.
Though.
50 situation is a different situation, though.
Marquise, what's up?
It's situation a different situation.
It's definitely a different, very different situation. I'm so appalled.
It can be.
I'm so appalled.
Listen, Mr. Jackson, I really appreciate what you're doing over at Stars. We're good.
Definitely.
So explain to me.
You can't get Jack Sterling on me because I hit him in the other eye.
Yeah.
You with the Broad Street bullshit.
What's
with this guy?
Okay,
yeah, so explain
that.
Man
talking over here.
Explain that, Conway.
So look like, right, when they come to 50, right, like a lot of people don't understand, like, his relationship with his son, not with his son beefing, it's with his mother.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, though, when he stopped being a father to him, because that little boy was always in his videos as a youngin.
But he a grown man though.
Hold up. Mm-hmm. When he stopped being a father to him, it was of an age where he could have talked to that young boy and let him know it's not me, it's your mother.
But is that fair to say that he stopped being a father just because they not on the best of terms? Like, he still was there very much financially.
Well,
you know what
money
I'm saying?
don't mean shit when you really need somebody to talk to.
True. But the love, it got to be reciprocated.
But when you got a man that's now becoming a man and see that what he's been going through and he try to reach out to his father and his father think everything a joke.
Yeah, but this the thing though. I really think that we only get to see a little glimpse.
I know the stories.
But I'm saying we get to see a little glimpse of what's going on. But at the end of the day, his mother caused that grief.
But
this is the thing. This is the thing you got to understand with certain situations like that. You got a guy who adored his son. since he was little. People don't ever look at the big picture. You adore your child when they born, and then you got to go through so much grief with the mother for whatever one reason she don't like you no more. You irritate her. The bitterness.
No,
over time, the lack. But I'm saying over time, the lack of you being around all that time through the battle, drew the disconnect between you and your son. So all the son gets is all the negative information that the mom has been feeding him. So then when he becomes a man,
naturally you're gonna want to protect your mother anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, unless that's in most cases because of lack of fathers being around. But in cases where you have a situation going where the father and mother is beefing and the mother is planting bad seeds into the boy, when he grows up, the disconnect is there. So when the father talks to his son, and I'm a father, when I talk to my sons, I don't disrespect back.
Right.
Because I gave you respect, and one, I'm your father anyway. Right. You should never disrespect me.
You're not their friend.
That's what. No, what I'm saying is that disconnect with the mother is probably why when he go reach out to his son, I guarantee you that's why that heat is still there. That's why that heat's still there.
It's a lot of emotions in there, and we ain't gonna talk so much into that particular situation. But I get what you're saying, and I also understand what you're saying, right?
I go through that shit.
Oh, yeah,
but my son know the truth.
Yeah, I know. I've been through that.
Man, we all been through that. And it's all about, you know what, especially when the son acts and looks like you, it makes it even worse because they see you and that child.
And then and then you start shitting
some mothers used to get some mothers used to actually, I say, punish their son because it reminded them of the father.
Oh, I totally agree.
Treat them like trash when they had multiple kids. Treat them like trash.
Totally agree.
Because it reminded them of the father.
And whoever's disagreeing when you see this, we talking about you or your homegirls.
That's why I'm happy I had a good mother. Because no matter what, my father was a bitch. She still told me, go on, reach out to him.
That's a good mother.
Reach out to him.
That's a good
mother. Check it out though. 3 or 4 out of 4 of us are fathers. And he's not a daddy. No. Right? But he's been around a lot of this bullshit. I ain't stop.
Okay.
See, that's what you see how you can throw a dart? You see how you can throw a dart. But okay.
He broke through the gut. Okay.
He boom boom. He got you with one of them. But you on the outside looking at not being a father, right? Do you think it scorned you from taking that next step, or you think you just lucked up and you busted all in the condom and you was the only lucky one out of all of us in there?
Yeah,
you
right.
Know what I'm saying?
And don't try shit on nobody again.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I just know when I was coming up, I looked at a lot of my homeboy situations and I was like, I don't think I want to go there yet.
Right.
Because
mine was fucked
up. It was. My bro went through a lot of shit.
Fucked up.
It went through a lot. I was just shocked when she said, and I'm like, you lying.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm sorry with the N-bomb. Like, brother, you lying.
Yeah, no N-bombs. No N-bombs.
I'm sorry
about
this
the
is my
N-bomb.
first offense compared to everybody else.
First offense.
But that's a whole
we're gonna put a cookie jar right here. Whoever dropped the N-bomb, I need 20 in that jar.
Okay. All right.
Boom.
There we go.
Conway gonna lose a lot of
money. And as the days went from a week to the week went to a month, and I said, "Oh wow, he's really, really here."
Yeah. Oh, when she left him.
That's
I'm sorry.
That's factual. That's factual.
I don't want to bring it up.
But what with me, it made me look at life totally different when it came to actually bringing more children into this world, because it was not a good circumstance being in the position I was with my kid, and it got nothing to do with my kid. It was a situation that me and his mom was going through, being both young and dumb, and you got a child caught in the middle, like a lot of us, especially in our culture, dealing with, where a lot of times we just bringing kids into this world with a oops. It's just like, oops, I got her pregnant. I guess we gotta try to work this out, when it was no love,
really there.
Yeah, really there to bring a child into this world. And I'm not saying that happened with me, because my son was actually planned and I was just plain fucking stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? he's a blessing to me now.
Oops.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my son, what I'm saying is my son wasn't a oops. It wasn't like, oh shit, what I'm going to do. And, you know what I mean? I knew this, you knew the situation was coming. You go in there and you shooting the club up, you know what I'm saying?
But, you understand, you was really in the family.
I still am.
Yeah, you still are. And that's how he was brought up. So he looked at it like, okay, I'm having this child, this is going to be my soulmate and stuff like that, you know.
So when our situation went down, and then you get the courts involved, you get child support involved, it make things utterly difficult when it don't have to be, especially when you coming from a family where we there, and it wasn't like I was not never there. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand the bitterness of putting me in that system. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what has helped me. It's helped me to be a better stepdaddy. It's helped me to be a better uncle to fatherless nieces and nephews that I got. You know what I'm saying? So, but I still, for a fucking fact, am not bringing a child into this world until I walk down that aisle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Even yourself, Flesh, you've been going through some bullshit. It's better now for you.
Oh yeah. I went through hell.
Yeah.
I went through hell. But that's what I said. But I wouldn't take anything back though.
It almost made you a Christian. You prayed so much.
Yeah.
You funny.
It almost made him a Christian.
But no. But guess what?
White Jesus has arrived.
They trying to take shots because the last show we got. You know what? I ain't gonna say that.
This side of the table won.
Okay, definitely won.
Anyway, I closed it. Y'all started.
I mean, you had a good tie-in shot.
Hey, look,
but you still lost.
Even Steph tried to close it. We're going.
Anyway, no. What I'm saying is this: is that my I wouldn't change anything that happened because even all the negative stuff that I've been through
was good.
The growth and how I grew from that is unmatched. The way that I am now, I am totally opposite than how I was a few years back when it comes to my situations. I tell young men today, because society don't put it on, especially young black men, I tell them all the time, you gotta know your worth and you gotta know your value. I said, they quick to lock us up. They quick to say we ain't nothing. TV always trying to make it look like we dumb. We don't know what we talking about. They always try to make men look like either they nothing or emasculated, or if you act like a man, they call it toxic masculinity, which is all bullshit. It's a propaganda behind it. So when I'm out here with these young men that don't
started that,
amen.
But go ahead.
No, I'm saying, when I'm out here with these but when I'm out here with these young men, I tell them all the time, know your worth and your value. You're very valuable. It's more to you than what you think that you are. Our women look for strong men, even though they hate it. They talk about it. Those strong alpha males and when you say alpha,
we still out here now.
Yeah, when you say alpha,
still out.
Alpha means that you know how to take. A true alpha knows how to protect, provide, and take his responsibilities. It's not about your feelings. Your feelings don't matter. It's about you taking care of your business and your responsibility.
I hear that, Malcolm.
You're not
playing
around over here.
Glasses.
He over there.
Not the
Michael
shoes,
Little,
glasses.
Cornell West.
He's supposed to be on my side.
Killing him with the Ray-Bans over there. He letting them have it.
Glasses. I think they do.
But let's speak to the women though. The women that are going through that struggle of having a child with a dude who just ain't there for their own child. But they see this idiot in a new relationship, and there's nothing wrong with him going to a new relationship and actually taking care of a new child, because any real man know when you deal with a woman, you fall in love with that woman and you want to build with her, that child that she has outside of you is a package deal. You have to, take care of that child as well. But you still got to take care of your own. And there's a lot of women out here that seeing they baby daddy don't do shit, but he around a child that's not his
and doing a lot
and doing everything that he should be doing plus more for his own.
And you know who else you blame on that shit though?
Who?
The other mother, other kid that he's taking care of now.
Because she not seeing that. Look, I see you doing for me, but you got your own that you need to be taking care of.
Yeah, and guess what? I ran into two women through conversations, saying that that's what they make their man. That's what they had to do to their man, make him a better father to his other child. Like they engaged, or if they married, that was one of the things that they told him, I'm not marrying you until you do right by your son. I had met a woman who actually said that.
We need more women saying that, because those dudes out here fronting.
My man Chris broke up with his girl recently because she wouldn't let his biological father spend time with him, but would let my man spend time with him.
Because he's seeing the whole other side of what the man going through.
Yeah, because you know what? And I'm glad stuff like that happening, because for so long, on both sides of the fence, you had bitter mothers that would put their child away out of the father's life and then try to play victim like these mothers out here who actually fathers pieces of shit.
I've had conversations with women like that, like my son father ain't doing this, doing that. Then I had to take a step back, listen to what she was saying, and like, nah, shorty, you wrong.
I think it's you.
Yeah. You the problem.
You the problem.
You the problem, because I know, because I've been through that lane that you in, and sometimes they don't see it. You know what I mean? Especially when they're around a bunch of other hoes, stank ass hoes that don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing.
That shit sounds personal.
It is personal, because you got your homegirls hyping you up, right, to do some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, it's still about you, that man, and that child.
Yeah.
Your homegirl ain't gonna be there helping you out through the thick and thin, no matter how
she
much
got 5.
you talking about. That's your goddamn sister.
She got 5 and looking for a check for all of them.
I mean, what is that, toxic femininity?
It's toxic stupidity. If that's a goddamn word.
Yeah, I think people just putting
labels.
I think people just putting labels on stuff to benefit their movement and their cause. It's really not the better benefit for people or Americans across the board. Everybody today wants to be a part of something, and they just argue their point. They don't even care about the long-term effects that it'll have on everybody. They'll just deal with it later on. All they want to do is just win.
And that's the reason why I said it, because I knew he was going to clean it up. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. But and the funny thing about it, I ain't even gonna lie. I think it's a lot. It comes down. It's gonna be a lot of more financial stress too. You know, they got this thing. How long they say the black dollar stay in our community?
What did they say? 7 minutes, something like that.
I don't know the exact number, but it ain't a long time. But if you think about it, a lot of our money leave our community just because the way that we living as families. Like,
oh,
absolutely. You got mommy and the kid in one house, daddy and the kid in another house. Here you go. That's 2 rents, right? That's 2 gas and electrics. That's 2 cables if you can afford it. That's 2 Netflixes, whatever it is you can. You know what I'm saying? And I think people need to put more emphasis on actually becoming one unit, instead of being the norm that I got a baby mama. But like, I never wanted that. Like, I never wanted a baby mama. I always wanted a wife. I believe, you know what I'm saying, and anybody, if you watching this, you listen to, DM me, inbox me, I don't care. But I think when it comes to our culture, we can get richer, more wealthier, if we're all in one household.
All in one household are actually really working together. You know, working together for the better, for the better, just the child and everybody in general. Just look at this. How often do you see black families where, if the mother and father decide to go their separate ways for whatever reason, they go their separate ways, and they actually work together and raise it. I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, we talking about cases, even if everything can go right. We don't live in a picture perfect world, but let's just say if how things are now, people not together and they had kids. Some people, like you said, the oops factor happened. You really didn't have no intentions on being with that person long term. But after that, why can't you two still work together for the better interest of the child and both of y'all? Like, for example, if the father is a workaholic and grind and know how to hustle XYZ, but he's not coming from a family where he got money coming in. If you know he got grind and hustle and he taking care of his kids, then what make you think that if he that type of guy and still got respect for you, that you would want to go take from him to put in your pocket.
Because it's already,
Like I'm just saying, to go put in your pocket when y'all can actually work together, and the more he grow, he invests back in you and y'all in the child, and y'all work together.
Because it's easy for a young lady to go down and put a man in the system. It's 100 times harder for us to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I got put in the system too, and I sat down in that office and had somebody sit up there and tell me I wasn't never there, and I'm like, what in the fuck is you talking about? Like, I'm taking care of you, helping you out before we even brought a child into this world. So what makes you think that I'm disappearing now? Your emotions got into it. You mad. You know what I'm saying? Because the situation, you know what I'm saying, which I didn't cause. I didn't cause the breakup. Let's call it for what it is.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So now your way of getting back at me, your emotions, is to go down there and hit my pocket. That's always the thing. It's always about, it's not about the justice or doing what's right. It's about hitting the pocket. It's the same thing about when people out here getting people, they're accusing people of different things, and an allegation takes somebody's career from them. Yeah. They don't care about the justice of a person going to jail and being accountable for their wrong. They'd rather hit you civilly. Yeah. Long as somebody hit you in the pocket, everything is okay. Or if you lose everything, in their eyes, if you lose everything is okay with that.
Yeah, and they'll ride it because they benefiting from it now, but then later on down the line, then their guilt kicks in, and then they want to come out and say, and this is what people do. Like, that's why I said, like, look at I said, look, that's human behavior.
The money not coming
Even
back
though
no more.
I'm using this as an example. Like, look at Emmett Till, right?
Okay.
The lady admitted it was a lie on her deathbed. Mm-hmm. See, it's not until when people gotta face death, that's when they want to have the truth come out. But while today, people entertain.
So you saying we should go down child support with the baby mama? Like, you better tell it.
No,
facts.
No.
I'm just asking. I'm just using this as an example. Like right now, how it's just in the culture now that once you have a child, the mass majority of women will run and take the father down because it don't work out. It's not.
No, why? It be the ones that they know to really care about their kids.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Because the ones that don't give a fuck, I never see a child support letter in their life.
But you know what I'm saying? You know when that's, and see, it always comes back 10-4. Because karma's a bitch. It might not come back to you right then and there when you put all that strife.
Yeah.
But it might come back, and I hate to say this, but your child might be the victim when everything is
but that's what I said. But that's what happened. That's what happened to me. Muscu hit the mic.
Get hype over there.
Yeah.
Apologize for the mic, though.
Yeah, when the situation happened to me.
The mic?
You know what I'm saying? When the situation happened to me, my mother was mad and going to try to say something about my child's mother. And I said, Mom. And I took my mom with respect. I said, you can't say nothing about her. I said, you put my father on child support when he was 19. I said he been paying. I said I never saw my father. I said my father was a good guy. He was never disrespectful to women, never cussed him out. I said he was a workaholic. I said that's where I must get it from. I said all he did was work his entire life to pay for child support from kids, which made him absentee from his children. I said he did. I said you right. He shouldn't have to have, I was the first, and he had other kids that he had to pay child support for, but at the end of the day, all of y'all chose to go, I'd rather take the money than your time. I said, because if a person...
they don't want the time, they just took the time away from you.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the time from the father. Because if a person make $600 a week, let's just say this for example, if a person makes $600 a week, child support could take up to 65% of your salary.
Right.
So if you got $600 and they taking, what? Let's just say $500, or let's say $400.
If they taking $225 out of $600, that's a lot of money.
Exactly. What I'm saying is that a person can't survive off of that, and if you're not in the same household, the only thing that's been told to men this entire time was suck it up. The court system tell you suck it up. Everybody tell you suck it up.
And you're absolutely.
But the statistics mostly happen to black men.
You are absolutely.
There's so many white women I heard when I was going through that process said that the husband, the ex-husband, he got the kids. Like the white guy got full custody of the kids.
Because at the end of the day, right, the white women don't really want the money. They just want the time for the kids.
Word.
Yo, when I was sitting in child support court, all the white people that was in there, they said, I'm just here because I want him to actually be a father, spend time with his kid. Came up to the person that was next after the 5, the girl said, I want bread. I don't even need him in his life. Then I got up to my case. She haven't been in my son's life for 8 years before I got in child support. So it don't matter.
Talk the culture.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, they don't care about who really. If you don't care, and there was a black boy that didn't give a fuck, he told the judge, yo, just give me child support, let me leave.
Word?
He told him
He wildin'.
guess what his joint was? $150. Yo made more than me. He was a sheriff. They hit me with $11.75.
But the only reason why they probably did that was because of the amount of money the mother must have made.
No,
if the mother makes more than him or around the same figure,
my son mother makes more than me.
But you check this out. This is the downfall of child support, especially with guys that shouldn't be on it. Right? When you bring a child into this world, mother and father supposed to be together as a team. It's supposed to be about compromise and teamwork.
Should
right?
be.
When you bring the court system into that, and that man, they say we are taking this amount of money regardless. It's so detrimental to the man, right? Because like you said, now you gotta go, you gotta work more just so you can survive.
A whole bunch of hours.
A whole bunch. But listen though, if you're a team, mom and dad, and something comes up, you should be able to compromise and say, okay, well, I don't have all the money, mom don't have all the money. Let's figure out something else that we can fix the problem with. Yeah. Now we got to sit down and fix the problem, or the financial problem, of what needs to be provided for the child, not just butt fuck the man out of his money like that.
And I really think that child support, if you're going to be on child support, it should be for something else, and it should be like restricted. Like, this child shouldn't now walk around, because some people do spend the money on them, like my son. You know what I mean? She spend the bread, but the only thing he get is high electronic shit. You know what I'm saying? He gets all the new
all
iPads.
the geeky stuff. You get
all the geeky stuff.
But I'm a geek.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, you're into that tech stuff.
Like, but where's that really helping him? But then it's like, oh, I have to pay 75% of her rent because of the county she live in. But if it was a Baltimore City situation, I would only be paying $200 a month. You know what I'm saying?
I think it should be a regulation. Evicted and get a apartment.
Chip set that shit on fire.
That's a fact.
No, but it's like, yo, child support, when it comes to like real fathers, they know how to try to handicap real fathers, because a person that really don't care, that don't mean nothing to him. You suspend his license, he's still gonna drive, because he don't have a job to go to, so he don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You tell him, no, you can't do this no more, you can't get on a plane. He don't want to leave from the comfort of the area that he's living in anyway. So it's like the people that they really punish when it comes to that are people that they know and they see from the paperwork that person already had a relationship with their kid. Like, it's more so the system on top of that.
But this is the problem when you put the system involved in black communities, because ever since the system has been involved in black communities, the community crumbled.
I ain't gonna lie, my mother had my father on child support, and I was happy.
Well, he wasn't around.
He wasn't around.
You know what
I'm saying?
He wasn't around.
So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, but the thing is, she waited till my mother died to put me on child support, because my mother kept saying, why would you do that listening to your aunts when you still living in my house because of my son? And I moved out already. You know what I mean? Then when she left and went away for a couple years, I had my son. I enrolled him in school. Everybody, you know what I mean? So then when it came down to it, when he came back, it was like the boyfriend don't live there no more. Her and the boyfriend broke up. You know what I mean? Who was the stepdaddy? Me and him had a conversation. You know what I mean? And then he came down and like, oh, you're not as bad as she tried to say you are. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got that too. I got that too.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's hurt, and until society start dealing with deadbeat dads. I've been hearing about that since I was a little kid. That's the number one issue that always we talked about. That's why we can make shows like, you know, Baby Daddy versus, you know, Stepfather and things like that, because it's already ingrained in our heads.
But you know,
everybody hears from birth
you know what's crazy
that most men, hold on for a second, that most men ain't shit, but deadbeat moms and mothers doing this stuff. Like that's it. What I'm saying is that society it's like they don't exist. Because you never hear nobody talking about them. They're not even on no radio stations. There's no topic on them or anything.
Check this out. Let's flip it though. We didn't talk about child support and, you know, how baby daddies ain't shit and all that other shit, but it's Father's Day weekend. There's a lot of stepdads out here. A lot of good stepdads. So let's flip it to the good side, right?
Yeah, since we're in the second half now.
I got a good example.
So we got a lot, you know, I like to think I'm a good stepdad. Like, I love
Yo,
kids.
you are, yo. I ain't gonna lie,
yo. But he almost taller than me though. Like I can't
you got a gut kidney shot, yo.
A 3-year-old taller.
Here we go. Shot. There you go. You see, hit me with another short joke again.
He about this big though, yo.
Yeah, but I'm saying
kidney shot, yo. Take him down.
To be a stepdad, right? I'm gonna tell you right. It's
emotional.
It's not so much emotional. It's hard because you coming into a kid's life. You don't know what age you might be coming into the kid's life, especially if they're a young teenager. It's even harder because their minds are already made up. Absolutely. You know, and you dealing with a child that's 3 and under. When they get older, they're not gonna really have no remembrance of who their real father is if they wasn't around anyway. They gonna only just see you as dad. But you get that age around 5, 6 to 11 where they at an impressionable age. It's kind of hard because you gotta try to gain their trust and you know what I'm saying, gain their love. It's a very, very tough uphill battle, and it could take years. You know what I'm saying? You was in that?
Yeah, I was in that position.
How you dealt with that though?
It was crazy because at the time, like, I didn't even have a son yet, right?
Yeah.
So it was like the fact of, like, he was 4, right? And he like wanted attention from a man so much that it was like, yo, like, shit, I took him to the basketball court. He played basketball.
But was his real father alive or around at all?
He was around the corner.
So
bro.
let me ask you.
He wasn't around.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this, right? Now, when you come in and you step in and you do such a great job, was there any animosity from the biological dad? Like, because a man has said, like, when another man step in and he doing his thing and the woman is praising him like, damn, you doing your thing. And if you're not handling your business, you're going to become insecure. I ain't never had that problem. When my son's mother moved on, I was 100% involved in my son's life until, you know, whenever he came to live with me full time, he was 4 or 5. But the years prior to that, he 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, and she had whoever she was dating. You know what I mean? It was never no situation like I felt uneasy. All I wanted to make sure is that whoever you dating, he's safe around him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. He said, but I'm gonna tell you what pissed him off though. When you try to discipline him, and the child got a good father, and they telling you, dude, you better not touch me. I'm gonna get my daddy. You know what I'm saying? You better not touch me, cause I'm gonna get my daddy. You ain't had to go through that before, Flash?
Oh nah, I ain't never had to go through that. Cause at the in my situation, when my sons told me about their mother having she had a new man in her life, been around for 3 years. I embraced him. After I met the dude, he was a cool dude. As soon as I came in, I made him feel comfortable. I came right over, shook his hand, introduced myself, and started talking to him.
But I'm gonna tell you,
because my sons already told me that he was a good guy.
It takes the bitterness out of her ass because she's focused on somebody else she's dating with, so now she can't be bitter towards you anymore.
Yeah, it took some years. But it took some years, even still.
Yeah, I want my son over to get another.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
You might gotta hook up on ChristianMango.com.
Son. I'm right there.
Yeah, send us somebody.
I'm ready to take our pictures.
I know you know somebody from Nigeria that need a green card trying to come into the country.
Somebody from the DR.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Don't holler somebody from the DR.
Yeah, but that's what
Yo,
I
he
do.
is
fix
wildin'.
around.
He's wildin'.
Give him a fix around.
Don't do that. Don't do
He's
that.
wildin'.
But the reason why I done that, because
Give it a
I
stiff
understood
face.
the importance. Like the first time when she took my kids, started taking my kids on trips out the country.
Yeah.
Only reason why I got upset was because the amount of money that I give her a month that comes out of my paycheck. She always claimed like she don't got no money and send them to me to ask for stuff, and I'm looking like,
But
you making good money.
That goes back to what I'm saying a few minutes ago when we talked about how money leaves the community. See what I'm saying? Different
Yeah,
households.
so-
But then when the child comes to you, the child don't know that you kicking out thousands of dollars a month over here. They just know when they get to you and they ask you for something,
But see,
you need to
Yeah,
provide.
but here's the thing.
Shit,
But like I said, thanks to my grandmother, who basically really raised me. Thanks to her and how she was, when it comes to life and life lessons, even my mom for the little bit of time that she had me, I understand scenarios because I was never a kid that was lied to when I was younger. I was never a kid people tried to say it was a Santa Claus, and mother was just like, ain't no damn Santa Claus. Ain't no white man getting paid for my hard work.
Right.
Like ain't no white man.
Savage.
That's what I'm
Savage
saying.
granny.
I never had that experience. I actually had to.
22 under the pillow and everything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I always had to accept things as a child. My father not being around, a lot of things, I always had to accept the hardship of stuff. So basically, when I was going through my situation with my children, because I made sure my kids didn't grow up the same way that I did, and I knew that they was pampered by their mother, I knew that was going to be a life lesson, because it was hard for me to do. I went from a father that was in their life every day to now I have to survive and make sure I got a roof over my head, because even
And
though
still provide for them.
Yes. And they had the money had to be taken away. I still have bills that if I accumulated a family to make it to this amount of income, and then now you stretching it from me, and I'm making sure that long as you good with the kids, I'm fine. But then it's like you start doing better for yourself, what I wanted you to do when we were together. So now you found yourself, and now you're making more money. I come to you and go, hey, I come to you and go, hey,
He's fucking glad.
you know what I'm saying? Like 3 years in, I go, hey, look, you making better money now. You making more than double what you was making before. Can I just get half the child support back so I can stop working all this overtime?
And you know what a woman gonna tell you?
What was told to me was, I ain't asked you to leave. That's your problem.
See,
that's what was told to me.
And then women will argue the fact, because I know y'all will when y'all see this footage, right? They're gonna argue the fact, just because I'm making more money don't mean that you ain't supposed to stop doing what you doing. That's what they gonna throw in your face. I don't care if I'm making more money.
Yeah.
I'm not taking less.
What we doing? You just now being greedy because you better.
But here's the thing though, children, I already knew, because just the same way how I was brainwashed by my mother and stuff. When I started getting older and I started getting to my teenage stages, going to science, and I started, and you got your friends, they tell their stories, you looking at your stories. You can't lie to me but so long. After a while, and I finally get to talk to my father, and I look at life for what it really is, I know what my mother did. The same way how my kids, they starting to realize now what their mother done, because they going like, my father ain't a bad dude. My father's nowhere near one.
And that's
why did he have to go? Why did he have to go through this?
But your and Conway experiences are way different from mine, because, like, I grew up fatherless, right? For what I was told, he died when I was 5, 6 years old.
Where is that?
Well,
no.
Go try to get me. Go try to get me.
I was waiting for
You
it.
seen what he did.
Eric is half
Now he
black.
slided through the card.
This is
I was like, oh, okay.
You
I had to
definitely
wait.
did.
No, I had to wait.
And
my
you
guy
almost
up.
stole my point
No,
off,
I
but
had to
I'm
wait
gonna
my guy
slide
up.
back
I had to
over
wake
here.
you up, make
I'm gonna
sure you
slide
doing
back
right.
over. But look,
Eric is Negro chic.
yeah. I was raised fatherless, primarily with my grandmother. My mother was around; she was involved. My aunts was around. I was raised by nothing but women, right? And I was told my father died. You know what I'm saying? When I was 5, 6 years old. So I already don't have no recollection of him. They said he was around. I don't remember. I don't even know his name. I don't know what he looked like. And the funny thing is, I heard he was tall, which I think is a lie. I think my mother just don't know who she was pregnant by because I'm 5'7" and I heard he was tall. Everybody else in my family tall
Your
except me.
short,
Yeah, so come on, y'all.
You took that to
You say stop.
My father was tall too.
Stop, bro.
Y'all gotta go
You
check
y'all
both.
I gotta go to
ancestry.com,
right? But my thing was growing up fatherless, right? It didn't make me that guy that was like blamed all my downfalls on a man not being there. Mm-hmm. I just took it as life lessons, and I pretty much taught myself. You know what I'm saying? It didn't put me down the wrong road, but I will say teaching myself them life lessons and growing up without a dad makes me, I believe, a better father and a better uncle to the little ones around me, because I know that feeling of being able to be sitting in a room, you don't have nobody to talk to, there's no male figure around, there's nobody I can ask like you. It's hard not knowing where you come from.
You getting all your life lessons from women.
Yeah, but nobody never down talked my father. I come from a tribe.
Nobody never down talked my.
I just come from a tribe where we just did what we had to do.
You just say you ain't know who
you know what, Andy? You know what, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna let it slide because he just threw. He just called my mother a hoe. He
behind back. She like fuck one of them.
He called my mother a hoe without calling my mother a hoe.
Yeah, he played.
That's what you did. And when she said, "Oh my God, you're gonna get it." It's over.
Mama.
You tell him.
Sorry, Mama. I wasn't talking.
Mama Dawson. It was the life.
Mama Kathy.
She gonna come out like, what you say? You know what I'm saying? But Andy, you know what I'm saying? You grew up almost similar to me, but you know who your dad was.
Yeah, I knew who my father was. He was a city worker. He was a hard-working man. You know, he passed away when I was 8. Mm. But I'm gonna tell you about. I got my own.
I thought mine passed away when I was 8 too. It's cool.
I'm gonna tell you my own example. Also, another reason why I didn't want to have kids out of wedlock. I was dating this girl. Well, I ain't really say dating. We was fucking. Yeah, that happens.
And he got picky with it.
We got spicy over there.
We was fucking. You know, we had a good little thing going on, right? She had a son. Her son's 3 years old, and I got attached to him. Good little guy.
It happens.
Good little guy. Just had a good heart. I'm like, hey, you know, a little dude and stuff.
Right.
So we up there, we doing what we doing and stuff. And then I started to notice, I said, you know what, I don't think I'm really doing this. But I still had a connection to her son.
It's hard, yo.
And it's
hard to get away.
It's hard,
it's
yo.
hard.
Because you're naturally a good dude, so you want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So when I said, you know, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore or whatever. And now this is when I started to really see the reason why his father was not in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, it did almost like did a 360. I said, well, let me go and see what's going on with him or whatever. So, oh, he's busy. Oh, this and that. It was always an excuse.
Right.
And then she popped up with a new dude, which was cool. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you what broke my heart. He found my number, called me, and said, why you don't want to hang with me no more?
I'd have died, bro.
I said, man,
I'd have died.
It
bro.
just
that hurt.
Like everything dropped.
I'd have died.
It dropped. He said, why you don't want to hang out with me no more? What did I do? I said, oh my God.
Yo, I'd have been done.
That happened twice.
I'd have been done. But check it out, like,
I'll make sure they
check it out, like your father one day, your father passed.
It's father, not father.
Yo,
it is true. I mean,
it's first and foremost. Everybody looking. You see, I got an overbiting buck teeth. Okay. Sometimes my F's and all that shit come out wrong. So stop.
No, you're from Baltimore.
Stop.
Everybody says everybody from Baltimore. They go
father. Okay. Your father was around, right? As much as he could be. Do you all think that you stopped the process of a stepdaddy coming into your life because you were involved with your mama?
No, because my mother's friend, he was.
I know you stopped the process. I know you stopped
professional cock block.
I know you
I was
stopped
the
blocking.
number one cock blocker.
He was a cool cat, yo.
Yeah.
Like, he was a cool cat, bro. Like,
see, you saying he was a cool cat, but was he cool? Wait a minute, hold on. Was he cool? But what I'm saying, was he cool to the point where we talking about, you know, stepdaddy versus baby daddy because it's Father's Day weekend. Is he cool enough to put out in the open and say, you know what, this man taught me some stuff?
Yeah,
He was a father figure.
Mr. Jason taught me a lot.
Yeah, but even still, when you got, I learned a lot. Like my mother, well, husband now, but you learn stuff from men in general, especially when you young and you don't have no male figures around.
Mm-hmm.
Any male that's coming to give you any type of, that's why I said I always had positive influence males coming up, you know, thank God. But I look at these young men out here, they like that because they don't have no positive male like figures in their life, like whatsoever. That's why they respond. That's why they have the female tendencies. That's why they do the things like the feminine things that they do that women now complain about.
Mm-hmm.
Like they complain that they with a guy and the guy, you know, whines and then wanna ask him for money and doing all these things. But I'm sitting here going, look at the boy's background.
Yeah.
And even if he does have a father in his life, look at his father's background. His father was probably raised by a woman.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like,
with no good male father
like
figures
this.
in their
I'm
life.
gonna tell you like this. My mother had somebody she was dealing with for years since we was a child, right? Good dude. But I never viewed him as a stepfather. You know why? We didn't live in the same house.
Yeah.
I lived in my grandmother's house since I was 3-4 years old. No, I'm sorry. When I came back from New York, maybe I was like 5 or 6, some shit like that.
Yeah. The immigration.
You know what I'm saying? See, there we go. You see, him throwing dust at.
What's the little boy they kept?
Man,
Ilion.
They really playing with me today.
5 boys.
Damn. But look, right. So, if you ask my brothers that same question because they grew up in a house with him, their response might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because they around him every day. Even, you know, my sister to an extent. You know what I mean? That was later on in life. But me, I can't relate to that. Like, I don't, you know what it is to call a man that's my dad. Like, I don't know what that shit feel like. Y'all experience that, hey daddy. Like, I hope y'all ain't saying
I don't
like
say dad. I don't say daddy.
You used to say daddy.
No, I didn't.
My father.
You call him Zaddy now?
Dad.
Zaddy?
Dad.
You call him daddy when you young.
I don't speak Ebonics.
Oh my God.
Nah, my father was always Ricky.
Yeah?
Yeah. There was no need to call him dad. Like, Ricky, you coming to my graduation? Rick, I'm going to the
So y'all was on first name basis like Joe Jackson.
Yeah, and it wasn't my mother doing. My mother used to be like, yo, that's your father.
Joseph.
No,
They was married?
No, they was engaged.
You still say Mr. something, right?
You talking about the stepfather?
No, I'm talking
my
about
real father. His name was Ricky. Like,
You don't call him dad?
You never call him daddy. You never pick
his
up the
name
phone.
was Ricky from the jump.
But you never called him daddy. You never called him daddy.
No.
Why you ain't never call your father dad?
Yeah.
Because why would I call you
I think you got a problem with authority. That's what I think. That's why you want to call him. I think you got a problem with authority.
Call him Rick. This is the thing.
No, it was no need to call him daddy for the simple fact, even when he was there, he wasn't there. Because
how was he to you though? How was your relationship?
When he would come get me to take him with him, my aunt raised me, his sister. So
what was he doing?
Getting drunk.
Oh, okay.
So at the end of the day, you can't call a man a dad if he don't show you dad.
But we knew but guess what? Tell you why it's a.
They said honor thy father, but if you're not a father, you can't honor you.
Let me tell you something. That's bull crap. Let me tell you why it's a double standard. Because you got moms out here who get high, got their kids running the street.
And if someone calls them mommy, that's on them.
But I'm just saying, but the mass majority of people, no matter what, you got a whole bunch of kids out here. I was just working overnight the other night.
My mommy.
And it was like kids outside looking like they 6, 7 years old, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
3 o'clock in the morning.
That is neglect.
3 o'clock in the morning. I guarantee any amount of money, they will always keep getting called mother. They will never get downplayed for that. And listen, and this is the thing.
Agree
and
with
this,
and never be called, hey Maria, get over here.
But that's what I'm saying.
I can tell you this though, if my mother was my father,
but I don't have
Zena.
Listen, but that's what I said. But I don't have no problem with that.
My grandfather wasn't grandfather; he was out there.
Listen, I understand that, but what I'm saying is this: for me, I'm still going to give people like my mother and my father. I'm always going to call them that. You know why?
Was Jimmy.
Let me tell you why. Because that's who they are. That's just the cards you dealt.
No, it was called.
That's who they are. They still your
My
mother,
grandfather was just Jimmy. It wasn't grandpa.
Juicy's your
It was
name.
called sperm. My father's name is sperm.
Wow, really?
Yo, if I call him right now, I'd be like, Ricky was cracking. He like, what you doing,
But
son?
you know something. But you
And
know
he's still calling you son.
That's because he has no choice. He's trying to be my father. He's trying to be my
See,
father.
but this is the thing.
him.
Listen,
But
here's the thing.
He's done. He's done with him.
Here's the
though.
thing. But we see here.
I'm done.
I know you
I'm
are.
saying, but we see here. Even though, from your standpoint, you go, okay, he wasn't around, and for whatever reason he was drinking. This is how I just look
But
at
I
things.
tell my kids,
Oh, yeah,
I tell
I
my
know.
grandfather.
Hold on, Cohen. I'm saying this is how I look at things, and maybe this might help out some of the viewers that listen, that hear me. Is that all of us start off as babies. We all come up through our influences, and when we become adults, we don't develop in every area like we supposed to, and that includes us.
Is that another height thing?
No, I'm just saying. No, it don't height. No, it don't height thing.
So,
There's no height thing. I'm just
so.
saying. No, on a serious note, I'm just saying from a friend to another is that if your father's trying to reach out, give him that chance.
I
Give
gave him
him that
chances
chance.
since I was 14. I took my father out to Ruth Chris, and then he disappeared 2 days later and changed his number. How much more? I'm too old, bro.
Yeah, but that's what
He's
I'm saying.
giving you that Will Smith scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he doing. But guess what?
No, that's not that he don't want me. It's that the fact of now, I don't need you, bro.
He sounds like Will Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah.
need you. And then on top of that, even recently when my mother died, that was the last time I seen you.
Yeah, you
came
completely
with,
done.
You came with your wife. You cried over my mother's casket. You told me that you would not treat my kids the way you treated me. And they have not seen you since 2014.
Well, you know, people be fronting.
Yeah.
No,
funerals
but this
anyway.
the thing though.
People be fronting.
What you're not gonna do is do me and send my kids down that path, because my daughter, when she first met you, she was 2, and she still know what your face looked like. My son, when he first met you, he was 6. He still know what your face looked like. So when they come and ask, where's your dad? Phone book's over there, because he ain't picking up for me.
Sure, you just gotta get them out of sight, out of mind. Ain't
Right.
nobody- you ain't gonna be in and out of nobody like
So at the end of the day, you're Ricky. You're a regular person.
Fact. What you get ready to say though,
No,
Andy?
I mean, going back to Fletch's point, I mean, it's always going to be different. You can see where you say kids are sitting out there, and let's just say the mom treats them half-assed. They always going to read their mother, because it's the most intimate relationship.
No, it's the most intimate relationship because over decades and decades, that's what it was programmed to be. It didn't used to be like that.
Well, I was going to say that, but
It didn't.
Well, I mean,
it didn't
explain
used
that
to-
though.
Because back then, right? When you look at old fashioned before, I'm talking about way before women's movement, all this other stuff that went on. Remember, the father used to go away and work.
Yeah.
The mom was always there with the kids. They was the nurturer.
First
The
teacher.
father went and worked. The respect when the man came through the door, the wife, the mother gave to that those two had. The marriage and the relationship that those two had, that bond was set by them to say, okay, we love each other. The father's the breadwinner. He the head of the household. The mother's there for help me. This is a whole nother story too.
Nurturing.
The nurturing aspect. No, but it's the father's responsibility to nurse. The wife, the mother, is only supposed to be a helpmate. Like
Right.
she's supposed to help. The weight
But
that women take today.
But
The
she
weight.
is-
Bro, I'm
Can I,
saying,
ask you,
nurse, though.
can I ask you a question about that? Like,
The man, not the
we
nurse.
talk, we gotta understand. We know that times change, right?
Yeah, but that's-
but listen,
but
but listen,
no,
but
what I'm
so
trying to-
it's a lot more women in the workforce.
Yeah, but what I'm
it's
trying to
needed,
tell,
though.
but what I'm trying to tell you is that that's why even with all this, to me, my personal opinion, we're gonna still always have issues because we operating out of our natural functions of of what a male and what a female is. We're operating out of our own natural functions, so that's why. Because you allow now to all 4 of us now in this society can come up with no guidance. We can't have no structure. It's based off of opinion. So when we come up, all 4 of us can just go 4 different ways in every which way. There's no structure. Foundation is built off of structure.
Yeah.
So what's the new foundation and structure? Like, are we teaching the youngins like we can't live like we in the 50s and 60s and expect a woman to sit
No, I'm
home
not.
and
No,
wait on us?
no, I'm not
So-
saying. No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying,
listen,
it's never going to
I don't
happen.
want that, no.
It's never going to happen. It's like drugs and anything else. Once you introduce it and it becomes epidemic, it's done. It's already installed into the society. Only way you can get rid of it is if you destroy everybody there and then start all over from scratch.
Well, let's start with Dundalk. Blow him up first.
This is what we're facing now. There's no black and white. Everything is a huge gray area.
Yeah,
right.
Everything is a fucking gray area.
Which is a problem. Which is a problem. Which is because the family structure. The family structure.
You got this kid looking like, they, you
know. Plus they high as a mom.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they looking like that. They get more so high.
But that's what I'm saying. So the family structure is so broad now. So broad. Think about it. Same genders.
Yep.
You actually have people where the male and female both change sex. And you got a man that's born a man but decided to be a woman, and then a girl that was born a woman decided to be a man, and now they switch. Now they're dating. So it's basically if I was a woman, and you was a man, and then I just flip flop. Both of us changed our sex and we got a relationship. There's no structure anymore.
But you got the ones that's not even doing that. You still have two women in the house dating, and the child is still saying my mommy and my daddy.
Yeah, so
it's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of Decepticons.
So that's what I said. So right now we are the last of our. What I'm saying is that right now
we're the last of our kind.
I feel when you look at history,
absolutely,
we are the last of our kind, far as our generation, because by the time our grandkids have kids, it'll be whatever. You just get to choose whatever you want to do.
And the people that are really suffering are these kids, because guess what? They're looking for guys. They want to learn stuff, and they're really intrigued and stuff. And it just almost seems like you're leading these kids on a certain path, and their minds ain't even fully developed.
And
they just like,
what shit right now? I want to hear that shit.
Yes.
Like, no, I'm fucking with you.
It's crazy, but it's real.
So all this goes to say with this, the baby daddy versus the
stepdaddy.
Yes, the type that we're arguing about. We're probably in the last generations of that argument.
We're the last of the dying breed, because the next is gonna be step unicorn.
Yeah, because now with them being able to like have a surrogate, and now the woman, whoever the woman is in a relationship, can put the other woman on child support. Shit has changed, bro. Like shit is all the way changed. Like,
what?
If two women are in a relationship
on child support,
and
man.
this person is the mother they had a surrogate, and that person's the mother, and that person's the other person.
Oh, I'm lost when you keep saying the other person.
That WNBA chick, she on child support.
Why she on child support?
Because
she had a baby with another chick.
She had a baby with another chick.
Yeah.
And she was the man, and that was the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
another show, because my head hurts.
I'm gonna give you a brief breakdown. So basically, what happened was Brittany Griner took up with another WNBA player, right? Mm-hmm. She decided to bear the child, right? So basically, she said, "Well, my career is shot. I'm just gonna be a stay-at-home mom."
So she signed the birth certificate.
Yeah.
I don't know the details.
No. She signed the birth certificate because they was married.
They was married.
They were married, and then when they signed the birth certificate, the surrogate, a surrogate, how that should be on the birth certificate. But the mother and the father.
So this basically saying Brittany Griner, even though she's a woman, she's taking the role of the father.
Yeah, she's the breadwinner. So
she signed documentation.
Yeah.
Obviously. When I don't know the details, but
even then, if it wasn't, because we can go to what's the girl name from the Olympics? They not married. I forgot her name. I should have had her name, but they not married. And she had a girlfriend. She was on the Olympic '96 team, the gymnastics. She had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend left her with that baby, and then she's on child support.
Crazy. Okay. The world is a different place, but check it out, right? So how do we help these women? How do we help these women that got, because we got to backtrack. We done went all abroad in this conversation.
But it was all needed.
It definitely, everybody, and I hope y'all get some lessons from it.
It's a tree.
But what I'm saying is, what are we telling women that in that predicament where, they got a piece of shit baby daddy and he's actually being a great stepfather to the new relationship, or he's being an even better daddy to his...
Who? You said telling the one who was with?
How
know
can
what
we
I wanna
tell?
say?
How can we tell
So-
these women that have a child by a man? What's the advice we can give a woman that has a child by a man? He's not really there, but he's playing that role
Okay.
as a daddy to another child that's not his. What advice can we give her?
Okay, it's not that easy, but depending on the situation. If the father is being a good father to his new child with the new wife and leaving the other one behind, you need to tell that father that he still needs to be involved if he has the time. If he has the time to be involved, because it's not enough time in the day. It's only 24 hours in the day. And if you sleeping, I'm saying if you're sleeping at least 8, then that's a third of your day gone. You're gonna spend the other 8 at work.
I don't think
You're gonna spend the other 8 at work. You still gotta
day.
come home and take care of your responsibility. But if you have a guy and the relationship with the other mother is fine, and he's is really just neglecting, he got time to do everything else, but go get that other son, then you need to tell him either he do it or you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got something. I just want to tell him this, right? If he got time to be a father to another kid, I want you to sit there and reevaluate yourself. Because a lot of the fathers that's taking care of another kid, it was pushed away from that mother in the first place. So if you feel as though that you had pushed him away, or whatever you done when you were bitter and now you awoke, see if you can fix that with that
Fix
man.
the problem.
Because at the end of the day, right, no man's gonna take care of another man's child, especially if he has his own child. So it's a disconnect somewhere between the mother and you and that guy that you need to fix, and it doesn't include your legs. But go ahead.
What you gotta say, Andy?
Well, listen.
I mean, I want you to get a perspective coming from the good side of actually, because you don't have children, but you played the stepdaddy role.
Yes.
So give your perspective.
You the stepdad.
The stepdad.
Remember that
So
song?
give your perspective on that young brother that could be in your position right now.
Well, this is what I will say. It was a rough experience for me, man. I ain't gonna lie. That shit really took a lot of air out of me doing that. Being in that situation, man. I still think about it.
But all right. Let me give you my perspective, man. Let me give you my perspective. I believe that first and foremost, shout out to all the stepdads stepping up to actually want to be a part of a child's life that he didn't bring into this world. You know what I mean? Just because he was a good dude.
Right.
And my thing is with these dads out here that are playing stepdaddy to another child, but you neglecting your own, you're a sucker to me. There's no excuse for it. Like, I don't care what's going on in the world. It's nothing that should be able to keep you away from you being a part of your child's life. If she give you obstacles and all of that, then you just have to jump them. You have to get through it. Because at the end of the day, the motivation has to be the relationship between you and your child.
Man,
That's
woman, and
it.
child.
That's it. But
Wu-Tang
check this out.
said it best.
No, but look, we about to wrap this up though. We wrapping this up. So, anybody, y'all want to DM us, y'all want to inbox us, want to give us your opinion, I'm going to let the brothers go ahead and give their social media information. Go ahead, brother Andy.
McFly101 on IG and McFly on Facebook.
Flesh Day, that's it. IG, follow.
Well, I felt like you was getting ready to do a 90s R&B voice.
Yeah.
He turned around like
he was waiting and shit.
He was waiting. He squinted his eyes.
Yo, and that motherfucker, I thought he was BT.
Keep squinting. Shit was getting ready. Yeah, we
Yo,
getting ready to
light
happen.
skin motherfucker.
It's Flesh Day. You'll see it right in the
Spell
comments
it
where
for
you
him,
can follow
y'all.
us.
Because I don't want them to spell Flash regularly.
Yeah, no, it's Flesh. It's PHLESH Day. But trust me, y'all see right in the clip, right in the the information box. It'll have all our contact information. Just click there.
Go ahead, Conway.
I'm the sexiest of the group.
Go ahead, Conway, because I'm sick of him right now. I'm sick of him.
You already know, man.
Okay, David Ruffin.
If you want to debate with the bully, you know what I mean? It's 83 Conway. And y'all got to tell him that Unified Radio.
UnifiedRadio.tv, it's going to be all they're going to see all of that. Don't worry about it. I want them to talk to you.
83
directly.
Conway, come holler at me. If you don't like what I said, holler at me.
Check it out.
I might do a video for you.
Oh my God. Check me out on Instagram. It's Eric410. That's 410, and then it's Mr. Dawson 101 on Twitter, Eric Dawson on Facebook, and it's been another edition of Imperfect Sense. Stepdaddy versus Baby Daddy, man. We had a great show, man. Hopefully y'all loved it, and check us out next time right here on UnifiedRadio.tv.
Michael Little will be back.